Hi everyone, welcome to the Southern Scouser, a very special edition today. Please welcome my very special guest, Torch. Thanks for joining me, mate.
Nah, thank you for having me on, bro. Thank you for having me on, man. It's always a pleasure to make videos
Oh,
with you.
mate, absolute pleasure to have you on. I mean, just for anyone that doesn't know, Torch, obviously, where can we find you?
That's Torch at What Happened Football on Instagram and YouTube, and at What Happened Football with number one at the end on Twitter. So yeah, just do,
Perfect.
do me up on all socials, please, people.
Torch is special guy for me. He gave me off my first ever break. I was on your Sunday Premier League review, and it all kind of took off from there for me. So, mate, I'm always going to be in your debt for that.
Oh
Much
no,
appreciated.
man, don't be silly, man. To be honest, I saw one of your videos. I was like, bro, this guy speaks sense. You get it? Like this guy speaks sense. And all you
I
needed was an
appreciate it.
opportunity. And what did you do, bro? You more than took it, and you didn't even know it was an
Yeah.
opportunity. Imagine that. That's how good works.
No, like you say, I mean, like, yeah, we had a couple of scouts on that video, didn't we, from Never Foul, and they picked a couple of us up, and like you say, it's really kicked on from there. So yeah, I'm going to be doing the Red Sea podcast on Never Foul, which will be a Liverpool channel. So we'll definitely be getting you on there, mate, for sure. As you're a fellow Red.
And everyone that's watching that is a fellow Red, make sure you go subscribe from now. Put the bell notification on so you never miss a video.
Absolutely. Like you
Now,
say, I'm at the South Scouts on Twitter for my own stuff, and at the Red Sea Pod is already live and launched on Twitter as well, but not quite started the channel. But there's bits and pieces, lots of collabs going on, and yeah, it's all good stuff to come. But I thought we'd have a bit of roles reverse, mate, as we said just off camera. You're usually the host
yeah,
asking the questions. I want to hear about what you think. So we're going to have some good chat about Premier League, Liverpool, top four, the Madrid second leg, the other Champions League games. So there's lots to talk about. So it'll be good to get your thoughts on there.
100%.
Be good.
I can't wait. Still, I
No,
can't
it's
wait.
good, mate. Let's get going. So yeah, I thought we'd kick off with the game that's just happened. Aston Villa at home, obviously 1-0 down at half time and 2-1 win. What did you make of it? Were you sweating? I know you weren't confident before the game.
Bro, we're long ball FC, man, and that's just on our best day, isn't it? So
Yeah.
for me, I see our pattern of play, right? It's centre back and like so. For me, one of my main problems is creating chances, and the reason why I think that is because when Liverpool don't usually create chances, you got Virgil van Dijk in the box on a shit game like yesterday, where
Yeah.
before halftime he either gets a goal or gets a knockdown or something. Like, and we've missed that so many games this season. But it's not
Mhm.
just that; it's the building from the back. It's like I so very rarely see our centre backs pass into midfield. If you watch Nat Phillips, 99% of his passes go either to Kabak or Trent Alexander-Arnold. If not, then they go back to Allison. I don't like. I get it. You're not a footballer like that, but just attempt it. Like I'm always seeing you fake go to do the long diagonal switch. Why don't you just attempt it? Even if it goes in rows, then let me see you try because you head every ball with passion. You're in there with the tackles, and his tackle ratio is probably ridiculous because
Mhm.
he very rarely goes in for a tackle and misses it. But in terms of passing out the back, him and Kabak, they don't do that enough. So it makes our whole overall play boring and
Mhm.
slow. So when the ball does get to Trent, it's just one long ball for Mo Salah, and it's just I've seen it one too many times. Eventually, we got there in the end with our long ball FC, just
Yeah.
probe him, just
Yeah.
allowed us to VAR, which don't even get me started on
I was going
VAR.
to say that was coming up.
I, yeah, do you know what? We'll get to that later because let me focus on the positives, innit?
Yeah.
The,
No, absolutely.
I was so impressed with Firmino's performance because he just looked like he wanted it, man. And sometimes for me, that's just enough. Like
Mm.
we all know you're naturally talented, but do you want it enough? Are you actually scared of Jota's arrival? Like
Mm.
he's scared of Jota's arrival. Still, he put in a brilliant performance. I saw him take one touch out the sky with his left foot, and I
Yeah, that
was
was
like,
really good.
wow, like
Yeah.
this is what you got in you. But I just wish that he was a bit more agile because he goes to beat people, but you don't have that much confidence. I remember when he burnt Soldado in the Europa League. He flip
Yeah.
flopped him, disgusting. But
No, I agree. A couple of really good points you made, mate. Like you say, everybody kind of focuses on Van Dijk being missing, and it's more the defensive things that they focus on. But the attack that Van Dijk brings to us, as you say, the long balls and the vision that he's done over the last 2 years, they're so accurate.
bro,
He gets
remember Bayern
hit.
Munich,
Yeah.
Sadio Mane. That is a perfect in a big clutch game. We don't have that. We literally
No.
don't have that weapon anymore.
No, like you say, Kabak and Phillips aren't going to play those balls. They're very safe. And the start of that Villa game, I saw Kabak even just approach balls into the midfield and gave it away 2 or 3 times. And you're thinking, we know what they are. They've got their limitations. I don't see a long term future for at least for Nat Phillips. Potentially Kabak maybe as a fourth choice
Bro,
next season.
I see one more for Phillips than I do for Kabak. I'll be
Yeah.
real with you. I think Kabak is so slow personally,
Mm.
and he just doesn't fill me with any sort of confidence. At least with that, yeah. You know, his job in our team is to be Virgil van Dijk without the passing. He wins every
Yeah,
single header,
yeah,
and he's the more dominant. Like he's on the ball the more out of the two, innit? Kabak's
yeah.
got the sweeper role. I'm not impressed with him in the sweeper role. That's just
No,
me being honest.
like you say, 18 million pounds is the fee that we could sign him permanently for. For me, I'd rather put that money towards a better centre back that could rotate with Gomez alongside Van Dijk rather than
100%.
get him as a. I think Matip's done. We can't rely on him for another season. But yeah, I think we're missing. I like Joe Gomez, but
Bro,
again,
I
he's
love him.
he's injury prone. He's out quite a lot. So
He's like a Chamberlain. They're just so unlucky because they get really devastating impact injuries. He's had two of them now, two dirty ACLs, and then he's been injured on England as well
yeah,
more than once.
broken legs, all
Uh,
sorts, isn't it?
he's
It's
had
been difficult for him, but yeah, I mean, Konate's been linked from Leipzig. Not personally a player I've seen a lot of. I don't think he played in the Champions League against us either. So remains to be seen if that one happens.
we need a proven centre back because like you're saying, I agree with you. Matt's finished. Like I really do rate him, but yeah, way too injury prone. And can't
Mm.
lie, I've had too much injury prone players at Liverpool. You got Cater, you got Chamberlain, we've had Sturridge. I don't have time for this shit. This shit should be being done. I
I
don't have
agree.
time for it, innit? I
That's
did
the problem.
before,
Yeah.
but it's just fucked us so bad, yeah. And I've just taken so much banter and smoke about not making excuses for injuries that no
Mhm.
disrespect to you, Matt, you can fuck off at the end of the season. So we need to buy two like high quality centre backs because if we're assuming Gomez is out for at least a month next season, that's
Mm.
Van Dijk, the only senior centre back that's actually played in the Liverpool system for a sustained period of time. Who else is going to be if Matip leaves and Gomez is out injured? And we
Yeah.
signed two new centre backs. They haven't played in the Klopp system a lot. Like they may well be just that good that they just shot in, but I feel like we're going to need at least two really good centre backs.
But I agree with you. We've got to get at least one marquee centre back and one decent centre back that we can rely on. That's got a bit of pace, I think, as well. Because you made a really good point again. A lot of our squad players that should be knocking on the door of the first 11, even when Mane and Firmino are out of form, so are they, or are injured. You've got the likes of Keita, Shaqiri, Origi, Chamberlain. They're always coming back from fitness, or they've just been out, or they come in and they don't really make an impact. So I think, like you say, this season, we've been so lucky with injuries the last couple of years. We've pretty much played our first 11 week in, week out for 2 years in the big competitions, and
100%.
suddenly it's bit us in the backside, and we've got no quality in reserve. Whereas Man City have two of every position.
And it's so upsetting because at the same time I fully agree with you. Like I'm never gonna say here and say that Liverpool have the quality on the bench for Liverpool
Mm,
standards, but they're not dog shit. And it's like it's so funny that it's come to bounce in the bum because when we was always keeping the same lineup, I always used to think about squad harmony more than anything. I
yeah,
used to think, bro, how does Shaqiri go into training and put 100% if he knows he's not even gonna get 3 minutes off the bench? And
exactly.
but like yeah, like it's mad. But because I always say at the end of every match we need Shaqiri, not because he's this world class player, but I feel like the Liverpool system right now, as we can't build from the back, we need some sort of help in creativity. Thiago's the only player that created our midfield, and his main speciality is creating from deep. He's
Yeah.
not a guy that's going to create in the final third.
No, he's
So
not number 10, is he?
there you go. Shaqiri's our best bet. And
Yeah.
I compare him to other number 10s in the top six. He's nowhere near Kevin De Bruyne or Bruno Fernandes. But what he is Odegaard level. And if you ask me, would Odegaard make a difference in his Liverpool team? Of course he would.
Yeah. Like I said, that's a position we've not had since Coutinho left. We've not really had a number 10 that starts more often than they don't. We've relied on that really work hard midfield three and relied on the front three's quality. But, two out the front three's quality has majorly dropped, as you mentioned earlier. Roberto Firmino, I remember seeing him slice through the whole Arsenal defence and score a goal a couple of seasons ago. We've just not seen that from him, and Mane as well this year.
You see the thing with Mane, yeah, is straight, man. It's a Salah goals thing, man. It is. I see it in him, bro. Salah's goals get to him, man, and
Yeah.
it's mad because I think Klopp has tried to not try. Klopp is playing him more centrally, and I don't know if that's to help the team to get Jota involved more. I don't know if that's to get him more goals, but he's
Hmm.
1,000,000% playing more centrally, and it's just not working for him. But he was out wide, and it's just not working for him. And I do fall for Mane because I love him so much, but then again, I
Yeah.
have to be cutthroat because of the shit season that we've had, and it's just not been good enough. Like
No,
there's been a
like you
real
say,
lack of quality at times.
Like you say, the excuses and the defense of them just run out, don't they? Eventually, when you're finding yourself, clinging to a potential fourth place finish, really you need to think, players like Mane, who obviously need a little spell out of the team purely based on form. Even when they're dropped, they're coming on as a sub because we've literally got 4 attackers.
Yeah.
So whatever one doesn't start comes on as a sub, even though, you look at Manchester City, they can drop Sterling for a whole game because they've got 6 other options. But our front 4, even at times,
That's as good as it gets, bro. That's as good as it
yeah,
gets.
Jota was
Chambers
out
not
for
even a
3
winger.
months. Exactly.
Like,
It picks itself most of the time. I think it's the issue that we'll get onto transfers a little bit later on. But going back to that Villa game, obviously Watkins scored again. A goal I think was avoidable with better centre backs, but Salah got one back. And what did you make of Trent's winner,
remember
mate?
what I told you? You see this Kabak guy, he watches the ball way too fucking much. You see in Real Madrid, yeah, he got me so mad. You know why? Because, and this is what, like, I don't know if this is just a Liverpool fan thing because he's just English and Kabak's just from somewhere else, like the Bundesliga, and he's a Turkish international. But
yeah,
every time there's a goal and it involves them two, I always say that Phillips get the blame. But the more and more I watch that Cruz goal back,
yeah,
Phillips is making a run the moment, like back towards his own goal, the moment that Tony Cruz is on the ball, innit?
yeah,
And then I'm saying to myself, what would Virgil van Dijk do? And I said he probably would have pushed up. He probably would have. But then I looked at where the line was, and I was like, probably, there is no time. Tony Cruz is going to play that ball so quick. There's no time to everyone else push up and everyone push up. So you've got to run back towards your own goal. What is Kabak doing? He's just staring at the ball. By the time he realized the ball's being played, Vinicius chests down into the space he would have ran into if he ran back the same time as Phillips. So he for me, every time I watch this guy, I get mad. He reminds me of Lovren, and I hated Lovren.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of people love Kabak, and they're like, yeah, that's definitely, it's a no-brainer to sign him. But I think 18 million is better spent if we go and get a better centre back or two. If funds are tight and Gomez and Van Dijk are back for that first game, fair enough. Maybe bring him in as a fourth choice. But I agree with you. We have to sign at least one good enough to start and rotate centre half.
That was the same thing in the Villa game, bro. He just ball watch, pass through in the box and quick tidy finish by Ollie Watkins. He fucking loved that goal. He loved that goal as well. Pissed me off.
Yeah, like Simon, he got 3 against us at Villa Park in the 7-2, and he got another one at the weekend. But I mean, like you say, Salah got one back
this season as well.
Yeah, correct. No, absolutely fine. You say he worked his way into the England squad, so fair play to Watkins. But like you say, out of that front three, it's Salah that's carried on scoring goals. He's still joint top goal scorer in the Prem. Do you think he can do it? Can he get another Golden Boot?
He will, man. He's fucking ridiculous, man. Sorry, Salah, because for 2 years I was slating you, man. I was like, oh, bro, you're just lucky, man. It's the system. The system ain't working, and you're doing your thing, bro. So credit where credit's due, bro. You're cold. Like Salah will get the Golden Boot. He won't. I don't think he will leave Liverpool though. Like I really don't. I don't see him leaving Liverpool.
That's the thing that's popped up the last couple of weeks on Never a Foul, the Kane Salah situation, because both of them are very similar. They're both pretty much the only player that consistently scores for their team. Son will pop up, Jota will pop up, but over a season, whether that's for injuries or bad form, both Tottenham and Liverpool have only really had one player drag them to it. But Salah has had success at Liverpool, and he knows that there'll be success back. Kane's never won anything at Tottenham, and there's no guarantee they're even going to be. I mean, they're not even really challenging for top 4 if we're honest. I think it's time to go. What do you think?
Kane's leaving, bro. If Levy lets him leave, Kane leaves, isn't it? But will Levy do it? He's got 3 years left this summer.
Yeah,
boy, like he's not leaving this summer. That's the fuckeries because 2 years left. He leaves this summer, unless Levy. Unless I don't know him as well as I think I do, based on just his previous antics. Then Kane will leave the summer, man, because no one has the money. It has to be ridiculous. To leave this summer has to be ridiculous. Next summer you get him for 120, but he's like 28, 29 next summer.
That's it, exactly. I think, like you say, it's now or never. I mean, personally, I think Kane would only leave somewhere where he's guaranteed trophies. You look at Van Persie at Arsenal.
Doing Liverpool.
I think it's City or he stays at Spurs. That's my opinion.
Nah, 100% I disagree with you. I'm sorry. Like I have to. I honest to God. Because you have to look at it as a football player, yeah. Do you think when he plays against Liverpool, what I always think about is how it started from when he started playing. When he started playing for Tottenham, properly, us and Tottenham were in a similar league position. We always had the history over Tottenham, but if you just started watching football then, you would think that we're two clubs in the similar position along with Arsenal. Then you see the Poch era coming before the Jurgen Klopp era, and when Jurgen Klopp's come, the Poch era for the first year and a half, 2 years, it was way more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
then the
yeah.
Walker left. It started to slowly deteriorate after the Walker transfer, and he's seen us slowly progress even after the Philip Coutinho transfer. And he's played against us, and we smacked them up multiple times, even if it's last minute wins. He just looks at the mentality of our team and sees us play. And there's no way he don't think, yo, if I was false nine for them, I would get a hella assist.
I mean, like, I would take Kane in a heartbeat, but I just don't know if FSG are going to put kind of money up.
No, FSG wouldn't. But if they did, he would. I reckon he'd come. I
agree.
I honestly do.
Yeah, I agree. Like you say, we've had one year, but we've won the Prem and the Champions League in the last 2 seasons, which is more than Kane's going to win. In his whole career. Let's be honest.
It's not going to happen. United. I think he'd go Liverpool, United, City, Real, Barca, Juventus. He'd go NDC, he just wouldn't go Chelsea. He just wouldn't go Arsenal. Like, do you know what I mean? He wouldn't go to someone. No, but he would.
I can't see him going to another London club, and I can't see him going abroad. So I think it is one of the Northwest teams. But City for me is the only realistic one that I can see happen. But I would love to have a striker in. I mean, Haaland. We were going to touch on transfers. Liverpool really, I think, need to look at strengthening the three, whether that's a Memphis Depay that can play left wing and up front, or go big, or go home on the 2 wonder kids.
I wish managers thought like us, because if they did, I would just go and sign Genie to a new contract to the rest of his career. At the same time, I'd do that with Virgil van Dijk, and then I'd just go sign Memphis on a free transfer, and I would say, look, I got my centre back. I got my midfielder that knows what he's doing. I've now got an attacker who's going to try his hardest to be in his team because his veterans play for the team. He ain't going to cause unrest and unharmony in my squad. And he's a good quality addition. He ain't no shit Bob that he's proven himself.
Yeah, I agree. I think
many things.
Now we need someone in there. Like a lot of people say about, Salah's going to leave, but I agree with you. He's 28. He knows there's more success to come. And let's be honest, he's not exactly been a world-class superstar at any other club he's been at. He had a good little cameo at Roma and earned the move. Fully, you find somewhere where it clicks, you stay there, especially if you're winning trophies more often than you're not. So I can't see moving on.
He'll look at Coutinho, how it didn't work out, and he'll also think, bro, I'm gonna get
it's not always greener.
Rest of my career and still win trophies. Salah's the type of guy that's gonna want that statue. Imagine Salah having a statue outside Anfield. I'm all for it if he carries on at this rate. I can't lie.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit more success, maybe one more Prem title or another Champions League, and then he's really going to be held in that esteem, isn't he?
One of each to me, that's enough.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he won 2 titles and 2 Champions Leagues, he would. He's already pretty much knocking on the door of legend. But like you say, he would jump into that, unbelievable cult hero status, wouldn't he? So that would be great. So fingers crossed, mate. The next couple of seasons bring that success. But just finishing off on that Villa game, mate. What did you make of Trent's goal?
Oh my God! You see this guy, I love him. Cause he just wants it so much. And you know what I like about Trent? Like, he's such a good kid. When someone's just like dedicated, does all his schoolwork, listens to what the manager says. I feel like now he's coming of age where he probably goes to the odd little party, links girls and that. Like, I love Trent, man. Like, I just see him grow up as a footballer and as a man. Like, I've got the goal, weldy, bro. Coutinho except for his bottom corner. And they always say it's harder for a goalkeeper to save the bottom corner than it is the top corner.
I mean, like you say, there was about 11 players in the way as well. I saw it. I don't know if you saw the angle from Trent's view. You literally couldn't even see that corner.
And it was on Liverpool TV. Like, it was like an edit on Instagram.
That's it. Yeah, just like a still, wasn't it? He had to literally curl it and almost just imagine and visualize where that corner is because it wasn't visible.
So ridiculous. And where does that goal come from, though? Sack, just being in the field. Business one. That's the thing. Parry.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, in a never a foul group, the amount of slander that Trent has been getting. He shouldn't go to the England. He shouldn't be in the England squad. But there's no way Reece James or Kyle Walker or Trippier are pulling out that goal. No.
Reece James is the most likely out of the 3 of them. But no, they're not doing that. They're not
got that quality in the final third, have they?
No, none of them do. Not on Trent's level, bro. Trent is a literal generational right back. I don't care what anyone else says. You've never seen a right. The only other right-sided fullback I've seen, forget playing the game how he plays, just with the actual quality of the ball. If you pierce one into him, left or right foot, he's going to control it dead. Danny Alves, bro. That's the only one I've seen.
I was just going to say, it's Brazilian fullback level, isn't it? The ability that he has on the ball.
Bro, he's one of us. He's one of our best footballers in our whole entire team. He's technically better than anyone on our front three. He's
Yeah.
like, bro. Sometimes I see Thiago giving the ball, yeah, and I know.
You good?
Yeah, no, I knocked out my mic.
Carry on,
No,
bud.
sometimes I see Thiago giving the ball and just, like when you're the best player on the team in Thiago and you just see the confidence like in
Yeah.
him to just give Trent the ball all the time, like, go on, make something happen. I was like, this guy must really do it in the rondos on the training pitch to show this Bayern Munich guy that, yo, I got the quality, man. Slap it here every 2
Like man,
seconds.
Thiago's come from Bayern. He's had Alba, he's had Alphonso Davies, he's had Kimmich. So he's had
How
some of the
about
best fullbacks in the world over the last couple of years in his career.
100%, bro? And I know you can just like I always look for the little things in football. Cause I'm just a nerd like that, and I look at body language a lot, and I'm like, bro, Thiago, he fucks with Trent hardcore, bro. I've seen it.
Absolutely. But yeah, guys, if you're enjoying it, if you're watching, get your comments, get your questions in. Me and Torch will happily answer and discuss anything that you put on. So any of the best comments I'll get displayed on the screen. So just lastly on Trent before I move on, mate, does he get in the England 11 for you at the Euros, or does he make the squad, or does he stay at home?
He starts every match unless we play against a Portuguese front four of Ronaldo, Jota, and Bruno Fernandes, and then
Yeah,
you
that's
put Wan
good. Well, no, you could even play him against that if you had a back five. Say you had someone inside him, because I know Southgate likes the back five. You could still see him as an outlet down that right side.
No. Of course you can, but the way I see it is literally we have the best defensive fullback in the world, in my opinion, in Wan-Bissaka.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't watch enough European football to say that, but I haven't heard of a right back that tackles as much as he does. Like the way he was like. He was like Son. He just shut him down. He shut down Mane. Like, I've seen him do it so many times. He's sick. So,
but he's never had a call up. He's never ever been called up in any England squad, which is
so
mad.
stupid. Because I just think, bro, you got the best attacker, you got the best attacking right back in the league, and the best defensive right back in the league. Just use them. Also, the game where you got a defensive line, just put Trent in. The game when you're going to need more protection, just put one. It's not rocket science.
No,
bro. Like,
you know, I could not agree with you more. I had this exact same chat with my brother the other day, and I was like, you got Czech Republic in the group stage. You start with Trent, you try and score. All right, maybe you're hanging on in the last minute in the quarterfinals. You take Trent off and you put Wan-Bissaka on. It's an absolute no-brainer, isn't it?
Bro, if it's a final against Germany, bro, I don't really like.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want to start, but if it's someone peak on his wing like Sane, who I've seen terms of before, Wan-Bissaka, bro.
All day long. Could not agree more. Like you say, you're going to take Trippier and Walker, who, let's be honest, they've both got their weaknesses as well. Walker's made loads of mistakes. He's only his pace.
Hasn't played football for like 3 or 4 months, bro. He's on a ban for betting, bro. That's like when do we ever take players that are on bans for betting? What the fuck is that?
It's crazy. Like you say,
it's mental. It's literally mental.
I think it's just a version of Trent. He's on the free kicks, he takes the corners, but I think Trent's a better version of Trippier. So if we're building for World Cups, should we go with the youngsters?
Gareth Southgate is weird, man. Like, you see that Trent thing, it's weird. Still, I just don't understand it. It's weird. That's why I'm so happy that he slapped it bottom corner. Just to show
like you say, the perfect way to bounce back from that mistake in Madrid, wasn't it? That header back, which was really, really, annoying, and it was really hard to defend him. But to pop up with the winning goal at the weekend, and let's be honest, I'm just going to go into the top 4 race. I think before the international break, we were thinking the only realistic way in is if we win the Champions League. And now you look at that league table. I'm just going to get it up on the screen for us. It looks a lot more easy to get in this way for me than it does to overturn the Madrid game. Do you think?
Do you know what? Yeah, no, I agree with you, but I don't want to talk any negativity because I'm on this law of attraction shit. So exactly. I think that we're going to beat Madrid and we're going to get top 4.
Right, mate.
But no. Do you know what? Yeah, the top 4 thing is scary because, honest to God, if Everton win today and their next game after today is against because they got Brighton today and then they got someone half decent.
They got Brighton tonight. Yeah, because they're still in it, aren't they? I mean, not
bro. If they win their next 2 games, they're ahead of point. They're a point ahead of us.
Yeah, so, Everton have got Spurs, Arsenal, and Villa, and West Ham as their next 4. That is a tricky run.
Oh God, yeah, no, I'm giving my friend £60 still. Like Everton will make top 4, but no, like Everton for me is the only one that really scares me. I've seen Chelsea's running so much times. I don't think they'll get it. I think West Ham will draw 3 games from now to the end of the season. There's no way they win 7. Like, there's no way.
I mean, like you said, West Ham are the team everyone thinks are going away, but they're really not, are they? They're in the box
No,
seat
no,
still.
I don't think they're gonna go away. I just think they're gonna draw 3 games.
Yeah. So what's your top
They
four?
will.
What's your final four? Put you on
Actually,
the
no, fuck
spot.
it. Yeah, no, I'll go West. West. God.
It's hard. It's hard. So many
Do you know
turns.
what? Yeah, no, I'm gonna stick to my gun still. Liverpool third, and Everton
Yeah.
fourth.
Oh, that is controversial. Couple
It's
of
so
Merseys in
controversial,
there.
but you know what? Do you know what it is? Yeah, if Everton win today, bro, yeah, they have a manager in Carlo Ancelotti. Like, if he gets top four, he knows how
Yeah,
huge that will be in terms of his summer
massive.
signings. Deep who he signed last year, Everton have money. He knows
Yeah,
this Champions League will be huge.
like you
And
say, moving into their new stadium, they're going to get a couple of, they've already brought a couple of key players in, haven't they? James Rodriguez. I know he's not done it consistently, but it shows you the kind of names they're attracting now with
his
Ancelotti in
numbers
charge.
ain't shit. Like they're not astronomical. They're not solid numbers, but he's made an
No,
impact. Do you know what I mean?
massively. I think Arsenal missed a trick with Ancelotti. Surely they should have gone for him, not
Oh,
Arteta.
one
And Arteta could have
million
gone to Everton because he used to play for them.
1,000,000% they could have got
Yeah,
Ancelotti, man. 1,000,000%. Arsenal are done out here. Arsenal are so done out here. They're done out here.
down there in ninth. I mean, I think if, Leicester are falling like a stone, aren't they? At the moment, where did their next win come from? They've got some tricky fixtures coming up, so I think the logical answer would be Chelsea and Liverpool make up that top four.
No, but
But
Chelsea's pictures are like they're like Leicester's. I've seen them. They're a bit peak still. That's the only
yeah,
reason why I didn't go for Chelsea because they got City and they've got West Ham. I know they got Leicester. I don't know if they got West Ham in between there.
yeah.
They
So Chelsea
got
have got West Ham to play, Man
oh
City,
yeah,
Arsenal, Leicester, and Villa. So I completely
fuck
agree.
yeah,
Really
bro.
tough run again.
Like there's no. It's important. They need to more or less win every single one of them games. That's impossible. Like it's
Do
not
you,
impossible, but they're not going to.
it's not. Do you think Liverpool? How many wins do you think Liverpool get between now and the end of the season? We've got what, 8 games to go, 9 games to. Was it 7 games
We
to
got
go now?
7 left.
Seven
Oh
left.
no, our run is piss poor, yeah. So I reckon we get all 7. That's not even me being my Liverpool back. We probably get one draw in between there, but that's just me being bro. Whenever we have something to play for and chase down, we usually do all right, isn't it?
Like you say, it's almost a mini season that Klopp called it, wasn't it? You've come back and you've got what, 8, 9 games left of the season. You've just got to pack it in, forget about the horrible form we've been in, because you look, as you say, you look at the fixtures. We've got Leeds, Newcastle, Southampton, West Brom, Burnley, and Palace, which are all on paper look winnable, but they're the kind of games that we were struggling with before Christmas or around that period.
100, but we're not at that stage where we lose them anymore. We just struggle to
I
win
hope
them
so.
back. Yeah, no. You know what? Yeah, no, man. We're past that stage. We gotta be, man. We gotta be past that stage, man. No way.
I agree. If we're not, then it's not happening. I mean, we've got
Yeah,
United away where I can't remember the last time we won there. But say we drew that and won the rest, I think it's in our hands. If we get those results, I think we can do it.
I'm only ever scared to play on United when they have fans at Old Trafford. Like at Anfield, I'm never scared to play them. But at Old Trafford, I always look at the sides of their stadium. I'm like, fucking hell, Old Trafford's big. When people talk about Liverpool's atmosphere, how do they
It's
not
a
say
whole
that about
country, though.
United? It's huge, bro.
Yeah, it's like you say. Every stadium is very different this season with no fans. I think Liverpool fans have used it as more of an excuse. I think everybody kind of realizes that the fans at Anfield make such a difference to the team, because some of them results that you just talked about, mate, at home to Brighton, at home to Burnley, they don't happen with a full Anfield, in my opinion.
100%, because a tackle happens in midfield by Henderson, and then when you get goosebumps, and then you just drive forward in midfield, you beat 2 players that you would never normally beat because you passed it sideways because you're Jordan Henderson. No
Yeah,
disrespect to him, he's my captain, I love him, but
yeah,
just them little changes, just Fabinho winning the ball, clipping it over the top because the crowd's just cheering him on, like them little things,
massive.
they do make a difference, but not to put us where we are. We are where we are because our centre backs, and then we struggle defensively, and then once we've got consistent defensive line, they don't pass up from the back anywhere
No,
near enough or into midfield to make something happen quick enough.
I completely agree. I mean, you look at the spine that made us so successful. Van Dijk at the back, Fabinho in front, then Henderson, then a front three that's scoring goals. And this season, Van Dijk's been missing, Henderson's missed massive chunks, and when he's been here, he's been at centre half. Same with Fabinho. That three with Gomez next to them has been so strong. And as you say, we've removed pretty much all of it, and we wonder why we're not getting the results. And I think that's
All of
why.
it, bro. And the worst thing for me is I couldn't stand playing Henderson at the back.
Yeah, it
Because
was weird.
he kept he kept trying to win every ball, and it's like, bro, like you can't win every ball in centre back. Like you can't even do that in midfield, to be honest. But you got defenders behind you. You do that at the back, you're fucked, bro. And every time we conceded, no one was blaming him, but he would vacate space to try and win the ball in midfield, and he would leave who was it? He was alongside Nat 1-on-1. Like,
Yeah,
come on, man.
yeah. Like you say, but then we're missing Henderson's, play in the midfield, because the bit that got me is at the end of the year we won the league, you had Fabinho in defensive midfield, you had Henderson just to the right, almost a bit more advanced, box to box, and he was getting assists and goals. That gets under the carpet a bit. Everyone thinks he's missing because of leadership, and of course that comes into it. But he was scoring, header against Wolves, lots of assists as well. He's been missed this season. He's missed a lot of minutes.
No, Henderson's been missed still because when I think about myself as a footballer, if I was in this Liverpool team, as much as I love Trent,
Yeah,
I'm either going to be Salah or Henderson. Salah just because I would love to just run on the last man, and the finishes you get off me, they're never going to be clean. They're going to be scuffy. But
yeah.
I'll be there in and about just causing mayhem. Or I'm going to be Henderson, where I'm going to tackle, I'm going to pass, I'm going to shout at my players. I got so much passion, I'll die for the cause. So
Exactly.
I know not having that guy, bro. How many times did you go on BBC Sport and you saw a 2-minute montage of Henderson just shouting at Liverpool players?
Yeah, exactly.
Their roles.
Exactly right. Like you say, you look at the passion. I mean, obviously, I compare him in terms of the Liverpool team to what Roy Keane was to Man United. And I'm not saying that he's as good as Keane or he has had as much success, because Roy Keane is one of the best players I've ever seen.
Bro, you don't need to explain yourself. I know what you mean.
Yeah, like you say, if you take Roy Keane out of that 90s Man United team, he was Fergie on the pitch. No one dared drop below a 7 out of 10 with Roy Keane on that pitch. And Henderson is exactly the same for us.
It's the little things. It's like you could go for a header, and just you're gonna win the header, but you just lose that concentration for half a second, and then you got Henderson right next to you. Go on, winning that. You're winning that header, bro. You got the captain. You're winning that header. Like it's not debatable. Whereas you have, I don't know, Genius or captain,
It's not quite
doesn't
right.
say anything. You might lose that concentration for half a second, and what all the professionals that have played the game say, all it takes is half a yard, half a second, and you're done at the highest level. And that's what we saw midweek last week.
Yeah, like you say, you've got Van Dijk and you've got Henderson, both not in this team. The two massive leaders of this team. And Milner's in and out. Genie's not really convinced me as a captain. I love Genie as a player, and I completely agree with you. Get that contract signed. Get him here to the rest of his career. We've got a 35-year-old Milner. Yeah, we're umming and ahhing about a 29-year-old Wijnaldum. It's bizarre.
It doesn't make sense to me. And we pay Milner more than Wijnaldum right now.
Yeah.
Since he's been at Liverpool, he hasn't got one contract extension. That's
no, like you say, 5 years ago, he signed an 80k a year deal. And, the amount of goals and the consistency, Klopp says it himself. He's been the most consistent player under Klopp's reign. He's played in all the big games. He's the moments against Barcelona. We don't win a Champions League.
I remember that 1-0 against Man City, and he scored the header just before half time. We parked the bus for the second half. People forget about that. It weren't an entertaining match, but he's been there, bro. Roma away. Who scored the last away goal? Him. To get us through. But he scored so many match winners, and bro, this guy can do number 10, go to Netherlands, score and assist. He can come back for Liverpool and play number 6 and number 8. He's actually done both successfully for a sustained period of times as well.
Yeah, like you say, he's not prolific, but he scores such important goals. He reminds me of Dirk Kuyt, just gives absolutely everything. You know exactly what you're going to get. He's not prolific, but the important goals that Kuyt scored in Europe and in the Premier League, they were invaluable.
And you see how much it means to them when they get them important goals, because they in their head they're like, this is the one game where I have to score. Let me bail out my teammates.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
They save them for the big moment when he came on against Barca in that semi-final.
Bro, that anger, like, energy's a funny thing, isn't it? But to use it in the right way. Yeah, bro. Like, it's okay for Trent to do that. He's a born Scouser. This guy grew up in Amsterdam, bro. So he means it when he's doing that. Like,
100%. Could not agree with you more. 100% right. So, mate, let's get into the Madrid preview in the other Champions League games. You think we're going through, mate? What's your score prediction?
We're gonna go extra time, man. We're gonna concede a 79th minute goal. I know we are, man. But
so you're going 3-1, normal time and extra time. What happens in extra time?
What happens in extra time is we get tired and they start controlling the ball, and we take it to penalties and we get through.
Oh, mate. You're gonna have me on the edge of my seat if that happens.
That's just how I see it going, because I know for a fact, we'll start well. We'll do the same thing we did against Barcelona. I don't think we'll score early, but we'll definitely get a goal in the first half, probably around 33, 35 minutes. We'll get around 10 minutes, and then they will get back on top before the end of the half. Karim Benzema will miss a sitter, and then we'll go in half time and we'll be like, fucking hell. All right, cool. Just need to control the ball. Real Madrid will come out, they'll control the ball. The Liverpool will be like, oh shit, 65 minutes, let's get back on it. We'll get
Yeah.
back on it. Jota will probably come on, he'll score. We'll be like, yeah, we're getting through. 9 minutes later, Rodrigo
Yeah.
this time, on the opposite
Falling in the
side.
side.
And then we'll score again. We'll go extra time, and then from there, I reckon that because I'm actually we'll get into lineups in a bit, but I reckon we're going to be tired after this game.
Yeah, I
Majority
mean, like, Madrid beat Barcelona at the weekend, so they're in good form. They're going to be up for this game. But what you mentioned about Jota coming on, what's your expected lineup? Do we start all front four? We need to score twice, or we're going home.
You know what's so magic? I just said the Jota coming on, but I'm thinking about what will Klopp do, and I reckon he's gonna go 4-2-3-1. He's gonna put
Okay,
Thiago there alongside Fabinho.
that's what I do.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. Just go for the four attackers.
So you'd have
Because
Firmino in the 10, Mane left, Salah right, Jota up top, or slightly different?
well, I can't lie. Jota up top struggles, and so does Mane. The only one that
Mm,
actually works up top is Salah, barring Firmino. Like Salah's
yeah.
not effective up top, but I remember there was a period where we was playing him up top and he was scoring, but our team performance weren't that well. And I'm looking back at it and I'm like, bro, I shouldn't have complained because Mane's playing up top now and he's doing fucking shit.
No, like you say, Mane's never really worked through the middle. Even on the left-hand side, where he's so used to playing, he's struggled. I think you mentioned on Firmino at the start of the stream, and I agree. He's more of a creator now than a serial goal scorer. I think Jota's the guy. Jota and Salah are the two that we've
Yeah,
got to play one of those through the middle.
my thing for me is oh shit, what was I gonna say? Oh man, I hate when that happens. Ugh, what was I about to say? Oh, what was he talking about?
Jota or Salah through the middle has to be.
Yeah, no. It's got to be Salah through the middle, just for the balance. It's got to be Salah through the middle because he's like I said. Yes, no, that's my problem. The thing about Mane against Real Madrid playing false nine is he pressed when he didn't need to. So
Yeah,
come match, he was fucking knackered. That's why you saw him at the end when he actually got a yard of space. He couldn't take the shot because he knew he didn't have enough power in his leg, so he took another turn. He was literally knackered, so he fell on the floor. Like he pressed at all the wrong areas, and I saw Jota in the match before that. Who was it? One match Jota played false nine for us, and he looked knackered come 70 minutes. And I'll
yeah.
never forget what Ronaldo said 2 years ago when we played Barcelona first leg. He said after the match, I went into the changing room and I hugged Roberto Firmino and I said, "Listen, not that I ever didn't rate what you did for the team, but I had no idea your job was this tiring." And I feel like Firmino's the only one in that position that knows when to press and when not to. And
Yeah,
people
he
won't
leads the press.
understand.
You're right, exactly.
Save your energy, bro. Like when he knows he's gonna win the ball, he would take it off the CDMs, turn it over in the final third, and it takes 1 or 2 passes and we're in. That's the Liverpool that I know.
Yeah.
But Mane, he was chasing after every ball to show his commitment to the cause, but he didn't understand what he was doing. So come
No, I
7 minutes.
agree. You need someone to lead that press because otherwise, if all three aren't doing the same, it doesn't work. They play through the lines. A team of Madrid's quality, that they can find those spaces, but it's going to be a good one. So you think Thiago and Fabinho start in midfield with the front four, and Gini to come on just like Barcelona and get us that winning goal?
Yeah, him and Shaqiri will come on together.
Yeah, I don't know if I could take a penalty shootout.
No, neither do I because Alisson's been in shit form, and I personally
Yeah,
always waited
haven't
for
touched on him yet.
from his Atletico to his show. I've always been a big fan of Thibaut Courtois. He's just so big and imposing. He had like a horrible year and a half, but now he's back to his best. I'm like, bro.
No, like you say, you don't stay at Madrid for long if you're no good, do you? So he's got to be doing good. But it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a big ask to go through, and even if we do it, it's looking like we've got Chelsea, or Madrid may have Chelsea in the next round. What do you make of the other three ties? You've got Chelsea 2, Porto 0, PSG 3, Bayern 2, and Dortmund 1, City 2 currently.
All right, Chelsea are through. There's got to be a team that comes back from a thingy. Like it's just likely at least one person will come back from a defeat. I reckon that would be Dortmund because I just don't see City doing this quadruple. Not because I don't want them to. Of course, I don't want them to, but I just don't think they're going to do it. Especially with the way the first leg went as well. But Dortmund are they're gonna have belief in them. They're gonna have belief in them.
Anything with Erling Haaland up front.
100%. In terms of Bayern and PSG, I think it will go extra time. What I say to a lot of people about PSG is their problem is they control every single game in League One. They always boss the game, innit? In terms of possession, stocks, and everything else. When they go against the top teams in Europe, they have no choice but to play counter-attacking. Even if Pochettino said to them tomorrow, I want you to go up, and control the ball for 90 minutes against Bayern Munich. They have not got the midfielders to do that, and they never have. They've never
No,
had
I agree.
solid enough. Like right now, they got if they play. I don't think they play midfield three, but if they did, their best midfield three would probably be Anne Herrera, Gay, and Verratti, who are all solid players, but Verratti's the only one with outstanding talent, and he's not even the top midfielder in world football. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. I mean, I looked at that game because I was on your video. I was on your channel for a preview of all of these fixtures when the draw was made.
Yeah.
And we spoke about it and we said, you know, it's all about Lewandowski versus Mbappe. Whichever one turns up is going to go through. And obviously Lewandowski was missing from that first leg and Mbappe turned it on. So, you know, no, I was just going to say, you know, with Lewandowski missing for Bayern is huge. I don't even think he's back for the second leg. So PSG with 3 away goals. I think they go through. I agree with you. Chelsea 2-0 up with 2 away goals. They go through. Yeah, Dortmund going back to their place with an away goal, only 1 goal down. They only need to win 1-0 to go through. 2-1 for extra time. It's tough. It's tough to call. If City turn it on, then they can do it. But Dortmund at home.
First goal, it's a long evening for them. If they don't, like if it goes 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 0-0, oh my God, Dortmund's tails are going to be up. Because all it takes is one loose pass from the City, and then they'll be gone the other side of the field so quick. Because they know, bro, when you're playing against City, there's no point taking your time because they're just gonna hog the ball.
Now you look at City, and you made a really good point about the quadruple. You know, City's record in the Champions League, let's be honest, is poor. You know, Liverpool have got in their faces in the quarterfinals and knocked them out. Spurs did the same. I mean, to lose to Spurs in the Champions League 2 leg is, you know, shocking. So will we see them slip up again? It's, you know, we're not going to be watching it because they're on at the same time as us, but I'll be definitely keeping an eye on that score.
Yeah, no, I like I said, they'll give it a good performance, but there has to be a team to go through in it. And if it's not us, then it's going to be Dortmund. There has to be a team that lost the first leg that goes through.
You think there's going to be one upset? So if you see that, then mate, who is your call for winning the whole thing? We'll end it on that.
Liverpool.
You go Liverpool, yeah. Who do we play in the final?
PSG. And
then Mbappe joins the winners of the Champions League in that summer, yeah.
Come on, bro, man, you spoke it. Let me receive it.
100%. But no, I mean that was pretty much it. I mean, I think we've covered everything that we wanted to talk about. The top 4, Champions League. We touched on transfers as well. You know, centre backs, etc. So it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on, mate. I'm sure we'll do lots more collabs in the future.
On and upwards, isn't it? I'll say to you what Lee Gunner said to Rance, bro. Give it 5 to 10 years, we'll be on the beach with our iPads having martinis, making football videos. Absolutely, we'll be on the podcast in the background, mate. It's great. Just remind everyone where they can find you, bud. So that's Torch at What Happened Football on Insta and YouTube. Torch What Happened. No, let me slow down. It's What Happened Football on Instagram and YouTube, and What Happened Football #1 on Twitter. Yeah, guys, I would recommend checking out Torch's channel. It's really good, really varied. You know, a lot of my stuff is focused on Liverpool, but you know, Torch focuses on all football, all Premier League. It's really good. His Instagram is always worth a check out as well. So definitely give him a follow, like his stuff, subscribe because he's a top guy as well. But I appreciate you coming on, mate. Definitely get you on in the future. Thank you, brother. You enjoy the weekend, and bro, onwards and upwards to Kiev, man. No, Istanbul. What am I talking about? It's Istanbul Part 2, mate. So you heard it here first. Liverpool coming top 4 from Torch and winning the Champions League with an Mbappe potential arrival in the summer. Oh no, it's happening, mate. I'll pray to that. Thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you soon. Bro. Peace, people.